Welcome back to Football Manager 2024 Surviving Luton. Last episode we managed to beat Newcastle 1-0, Anthony getting the lone goal there. We then went on to tie against Man United, and then we ended up beating Burnley 2-0. Anthony and Kuriodia both getting goals. Anthony's now since been injured though, so he's going to be out for a little bit, 1 to 3 days for a twisted knee, so he should be back soon. I was very skeptical about him having been on our team, but kind of happy now that he's actually producing more than what I've expected. Almeida's a little bit bumped up as well. We have a couple injuries, but we're going to look at our transfers that we managed to secure throughout the season. Towards the end, we end up getting Filippo Manni at the very end. We then loaned him back. We got him for around 900k, and he looks like he's pretty decent. So we loaned him back to Dynamo Dresden. They got him on free, and he is a Dortmund product. But he looks like he's going to be pretty decent. Currently evaluated at 12.5. I guess he was nearing the end of his contract. Sky Bet Championship player. Couldn't prove a lot also. So we are excited to see him in the future. We also got Aaron Street there as well. We're going to try and do it based on the date though. But okay, I clicked on the wrong thing. So we got Alex Valley as well. We ended up getting him for around 2 million from AC Milan. He could go up to 5 million, so he's going to probably slot in as a rotational left back there. And then we also got Davy Menino. I don't even remember getting him, but we got him for around 26k. So this is our general manager, I'm pretty sure, at work here, getting a 20-year-old 210 to 375 ability there, and it's going to be pretty interesting. We also got Kabore as well. He's now around 13, 14 million, so we're going to probably rotate him as our defender as well. We did get Chevry. I didn't even realize that he was such a hot ticket nowadays. So he is currently being wanted by big clubs. So he's already been doing pretty decent for us. He's only played 4 games though so far. 2 subs and 2 as starter, so we're going to kind of see the future with him, but we are pretty excited to see that. And then we got Izun as well, but I think we showed that earlier, and then we got Aaron Street as well. So Aaron Street looks like he could be decent, so we're going to probably play him as a rotational one as well as left back. So Hall is probably the priority to play there. And then we got also Izun as well, who already ballooned up to being worth far more than what we paid for him for 8.75. He is now probably based on his contracts 28 to 39 million, but he does look pretty good. And he's going to be a squad player, but we're going to try and slot him in as much as possible, either as mid or as attacking mid. I might want to try and train him as a defensive mid at some point, maybe, because we do particularly play with defensive mid, but I feel as though we might even change our formation to being a little bit more attacking throughout the season anyways, so we might change that up a bit. The guys that we end up letting go though, oh yeah, and another player that's coming in, I guess, before that is Orlano joining us. How much did we pay for him? We got him for nothing, I guess, and he should be joining us at the beginning of next year, so he looks pretty good. Didn't cost us anything, but 25-year-old Argentinian, so he's going to be coming to us. And we got Javier, who's going to start next season for us. He's around 16, but he doesn't have a club, so it's kind of odd that he's that age, doesn't have a club, and I guess we can't sign him early. So I find that kind of odd, but it is what it is. Big transfers out though. We got Mealcraft, who we end up getting rid of for around 12.5, so that's a huge profit. Same thing with Bellis. Both of them we got for free. Koulibaly we got for free as well, and Kakuri we got for free. Jacob Slater we end up getting rid of for around 3.4, around 4.3 potential, but we already pretty much doubled our money for him. I think we have a clause in that as well. And then we have Louis Walton, who we ended up getting rid of for 1.2. Mendez also we got rid of, but we did say goodbye to Jack Thomas, unfortunately. I thought we had a bigger clause on him, like a buyback for I think 15 to 20 million, but doesn't show it here. So I find that kind of odd, and it's not showing in the clauses. But we do have a decent amount of money that we could get back from him after a while, though. We have Rhyme, who we could pay out as well. We'd get around 113 for him. Yeah, Slater we're going to get installments for him. Oh, I didn't realize that we're going to pay. Oh no, they'll be due 90K if he ends up making 10 appearances. 20% sell on clause though, so not too bad there. And then where is it? Jack Thomas. I thought we ended up having the buyback, but let's see if it is. Oh yeah, so we do have the 20 million buyback, so you can buy him back at any point for 20 million. So I do like that. So if he does balloon up to being worth more than what our goalies are, then we can make that offer. And I feel as though we're going to try and do that for any youngster that we end up getting rid of. We're just going to add that clause for buyback. Not necessarily going to be too much, but hopefully we can at least secure something throughout that. In case we do make a mistake and a player somehow balloons up, we can always get them for around that point. But we did bring in 53 million in terms of players, 41 going out though. A lot of money that we're making on loans, so I do like that as well. But if you look in terms of our transfer though, and what kind of money we have available, we still have around 11.45 and then around 300K in terms of wages. So we're not at the top, we're not the bottom, and we're going to probably wait until, we might do some small buys, but we're going to probably wait until January to make any big splashes, depending on where we are in the table though. But we have upset a couple players in our roster for Champions League spot, but unfortunately we can't bring in everyone, and we still need to focus to secure ourselves in the league, especially since we're not going to be competitive in that league anyways. So let's jump to the first game of Champions League football for Luton Town, and we'll see if we can manage to get a result there. So this is our squad for the Young Boys match. We have Capril in goal, Hall, Basso, Gector, and Curtis as our D, Hughes and Naipen as our defensive mid, Astanis, Chevry, and Bazdar as our mids there, and we have Gelhard up front. Fortunately, we do have a decent amount of injuries. We do have Marshall, who's supposed to be back in around 7 days, Samu also in 7 days, and then Almeida just not quite fit. So despite that, this is our roster moving forward for this game, but it should be all us. We should be able to dominate Young Boys. I don't feel as though they're the same kind of caliber team. They are playing the same kind of formation that we are, so it'll be interesting to see who can come out ahead on this one. But I don't know. I don't think we're going to be very competitive in terms of Champions League football. I'm pretty sure the silver there is what qualifies at least for Europa. So it'll be interesting to see if we can at least qualify for that. But there are a decent amount of big teams in this. So the best thing we can do is hope for not embarrassing ourselves and just qualifying for Europa at that point, and maybe making money that way. We might be able to qualify again next year. I feel as though next year is going to be a bit different for everything else. But PSV, AZ, even Sevilla, Benfica, those are teams that we could probably beat. And it looks like Napoli is Parthenope. So it looks like they changed their name there. At least they have Juventus done. Stannis getting it. Hopefully he can put one on target. Completely misses it though. Not as dominant as what he's been in the past for us. It looks like he's a better loanee than a permanent player. But Chevry looks like he could be decent. I'm very excited to put in Azun. I feel as though he just has that dog presence in him. And even though he's not rated to being a starter for us, I feel as though he can be featured in attacking mid roles as much as possible. But Chevry, we do probably want to see him play a little bit more on the wing as well. Or we might have to change just our dimensions as well. I feel as though a lot of people can play center mid, so we might go more of an attacking approach throughout this whole save now. Now that we are starting to develop ourselves a little bit better in terms of talent-wise and even just scoring-wise, so we might want to play with two center mids as opposed to two defensive mids. But once our our defense gets a little bit better. But we are looking like we're waiting for a goal here. The XG doesn't really suggest as much as what the pressure is looking like, but it does look like Young Boys have a shot on target. But our XG is only 0.25. I would have expected a little bit more. Looks like Gelhardt's getting hurt though, and Azun is the one that they're suggesting to mix, but it's just a bruise, so it should go away. But we're not going to do anything with that quite yet. But surprised Gelhardt hasn't really gotten any opportunities yet. I haven't even seen his name come up while playing here. So it looks like they've at least neutralized him for the most part. But we do want to see a little bit more from him in the future, or in the immediacy actually. I do want a goal before half on our side, not their side. And just don't foul him in the box because that's notorious. And it looks like we've conceded early on. We're contesting for an offside, but I kind of doubt that's going to happen. And it looks like they're rewarding it. And they're up 1-0. So despite our pressure, they're up 1-0. Oh, that's no way that's close to offside. I don't know why they would even contest that, but doing terribly defensively. So let's go attacking here. We're going to skip that. We don't need to see that. Yeah, it didn't look like he was offside at all. We're going to demand more. And it sucks that we have an injury on the field, though. Let's see if we can get it back at half. And Curtis getting the opportunity. Curtis just putting it over. My God, they really need to lower their kicks. But this is embarrassing. I don't know why. Don't know why we're down here. But we do need a second half change around here. And I do want to put Azun in at some point. But I do want to see what these guys can do. I don't want to put him at top striker. I feel as though that kind of limits his skills. But we're probably going to be forced to have to, or we're going to put Pedrola at top. Chevry, at least, he is the free kick taker, so that is kind of shocking so early on that he's being the free kick taker. I think once we put Almeida, they're going to take it away, though. And Gelhardt with the pass to Hall here. Gelhardt with, I don't know why he takes the extra touch, but Curtis putting it in, that is exactly what we like to see, coming from behind, and I'm surprised. Curtis did listen to us. He did keep it lower than what he did before, and good pass from Hall. Gelhardt should have kicked this though, and then Curtis managed to get top corner on it. Amazing shot, but yeah, Gelhardt should have laid it off a little bit earlier than that. But XG wise, it is pretty even, but we're still going to keep the attacking thing. But yeah, Gelhardt somehow 7.0 rating though. But no one looks like they're exhausted, so we do like that. Don't want to have to take anyone off for it. Nipin scoring his first as well. Oh my God, he's a wonder kid as well. So, I mean, it looks like we have a decent amount of wonder kids coming through the ranks here. Nipin just knowing exactly what to do with it, beats his man and clocks it right towards the goalie. So Whitestein should have been able to save it. But we are probably going to put in our subs soon. Pedrola is probably going to be the one that we take off. Maybe in a Chevry, but actually we might do this. We'll put Basdar up front. Yeah, we'll put Basdar up front. And Gelhardt's going to come off. We're going to put in Almeida. We're going to put Azun in for Pedrola, but put a Chevry on the wing there. And which one's a Chevry better at? He's a right footer. So we'll leave him there. Almeida can play both. He's more of a left winger, so we'll prioritize Almeida there. And a Chevry will go on the wing there, and I guess we're going to leave in Curtis, even though he is tired. But those are the two subs that we're going to do now at 60 minutes in. We are up. We might want to switch to positive, though. Not going full in attacking, but it does put us at 5th place currently, which, I mean, we won't get used to it because I feel as though that's not going to happen with this team. The team's good, but I feel as though we are going to face a decent amount of opposition throughout the season. Lewis Hall we're going to take off for Valet. And we're gonna take off Hughes. Hughes is having a good game though, so I don't want to take him off. But Sam Curtis is. Everyone's kind of tired a little bit. Bazdar, you know what? Let's take him off. Let's take him off. We'll see. We'll put Azun up front. Actually, no, we'll put Almeida up front. We'll put on Andrin and see if he has what it takes there. And then we do have to take one of our defensive mid. I guess Nipin's going to have to come off. Tommy Doyle's going to come on instead. And we do have... Oh, no, that's the last sub. So hopefully no injuries here. If there's any injuries, then we are absolutely screwed. And we're going to have to change our approach with this. But I do like the choices that we've made. I do think Azun has what it takes, though. But we haven't really seen him as of yet. I've seen him in other games, but I do not like highlights this far back. That's so bad. Curtis at least putting in the tackle there, so it's a good thing we didn't sub him. But it looks like, yeah, we're just waiting for the header to come in. That was just terrible, terrible passing, and it looks like they're gonna go all in on this one. But currently, yeah, another highlight from the back. If we end up losing it very early on, it's going to be very upsetting. But a Chevry getting the ball. Hughes almost losing it. Jesus, this is just terrible all around. But at least we're showing that dog and the grit, but we're losing it at terrible opportunities here. And it looks like they're going to run right through us. And oh my god, Capriel manages to save it wide, but for whatever reason we're not doing what we need to. Let's tell everyone to focus. And hopefully they can at least focus a little bit more. But Azun getting the ball there. But he does have... he is still a bright spot, though, I would say. But he's still kind of young. So I'm surprised that they let him go so cheaply. But we do have every opportunity here. 88th minute here. And it looks like I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting to get the mini heart attack when they manage to score level here. But hopefully we don't do anything too stupid. And we can at least get the ball. Azun just letting the ball go, though. I don't like that at all. And yeah, again, it's still their highlight, though. But I thought it was over before. Capriel getting the ball there, but it's offside. So it's not really even going to count. But they are currently putting on the pressure. Their XG is a lot higher than ours, which is odd since I would say that we've been dominating for the most part this game. But a Chevry getting the chance here, almost putting it in, getting the corner at least. So it's 2-1, and there's still 2 minutes left of extra time or injury time. And I mean, I don't like when we waste time like this. Andrim getting the chance here. Azun almost putting it in. I feel as though I'm going to have to have the same talk with him that I'd had with Curtis. And maybe the next opportunity he has, he ends up burying it a little bit lower. And it looks like we have this probably be the last play of the game. As soon as he throws it, they should call it. Curtis just going to hold on to it. Don't get a yellow, though. And it looks like that is it. We managed to win, but by the hairs on our back there. Chevry getting a yellow, Hughes doing well, Curtis doing well, and Gelhart doing well as well. So nice job, everyone. Got the comeback win. And does put us up to 8th place, though. But looking at the teams, I mean, Tel Aviv, if we play them, we have a chance. Benfica, even Man U for a little bit. Dortmund is going to be a tough one, but hopefully, I think our schedule's a little bit harder than what I imagined. Gelhart injured for 1 to 3 days. Andrim makes his debut. Looks pretty decent though, but more of a midfielder than an attacking winger there. But we do get 2.4 million just for that win. So again, we do need the finances on the wins. But we'll take a look at the schedule that we have for Champions League. So we have Milan next. That's going to be tough. We have Real Madrid as well. Dortmund, Monaco, Dynamo. So Dynamo is probably the only winnable one out of that. We do play Porto and Bayer. So we have played them last year, or at least Bayer we have. So we do have a chance against Porto, but it is in Portugal. So I mean, I'm envisioning max we hope for is 3 wins here. If we get anything more than that, I'd be ecstatic. But we do play against Dortmund as well, so hopefully Dortmund's not as good as what they look, and even Monaco as well. I'm really hoping that, but let's jump to the Manfield game and see if we can get a victory there as well, and move through the ranks through the cup there. So for the Mansfield game, we're going to mix it up. I know we are defending champions in the Carabao Cup, but we're going to give a little bit of a shot at some of our youngsters here. We have Ernst in goal. We have Arujo, Kirodia, Gector, and Curtis as our D. Hall and Doyle as our defensive mid. Chevry, Zune, and Walsh as our attacking mid, and Bazar starting up front. But I might actually want to. I think Hall. I kind of want on the bench here. So I might. I think O'Neill we're going to start. We're going to start O'Neill and Doyle. And Hall's going to start on the bench, so at least he kind of gives us a little bit of a mixture if we need anything. But we're going to give a lot of people their first opportunities here if we can this season. Just see where we kind of lay with that. And we should be able to beat them pretty decisively. Different dimensions for this one. That's kind of weird. But we're facing off against a team that I think they're a League 2 team, so this should be pretty straightforward. I do think that they want us to do a positive here. We're going to start off positive, see if we can do something, but there's no point in getting anyone injured at this point. So if Bazar can get a goal at some point and start his campaign off, that would be great. Walsh is a little bit tired as well. So we'll make the adjustments necessary, possibly at half, but I do want Walsh to get some opportunity throughout this match. I feel as though this should be pretty straightforward. Chevry's already hurt, so like I said, I don't like injuries so quick against easier opponents. So it's not even like it shouldn't matter. But let's see if Azun can win this game by himself. But if Chevry comes off, it's going to be kind of upsetting. So I'm going to see. He just got a bruised knee. He does indicate that he wants to come off, but we're going to wait till a little bit longer. I'm not going to waste a sub this early on. A Donkor. I remember there used to be an Donkor a while ago on Germany, but all he could do was run. He was a track star, but I wonder if there's any relation to David Adonkor and this Adonkor. If there is, then we're definitely going to sign him as quickly as possible, because, I mean, I did like to see that. I did like a David Adonkor, at least for the couple opportunities he did get with Germany. It looks like a Chevry's at least coming back a little bit. Around the same. Oh no, he's coming up a decent bit. So I do want to see what we have with him. So I don't want to make that immediate sub, and I do want to see how he is in the wing as well. But so far, we're not really putting in any opportunities here, so it is kind of upsetting. And it would really suck if we end up going down early on, but we're gonna demand more. We should be doing a lot more. It looks like Walsh still has his mohawk. Bazar timing that pretty perfectly, and Bazar almost putting it in, but he ends up getting saved by Pim. Not the best start though. They're changing more attacking, so we need to take advantage of that as soon as possible. We'll mix our attacking against their attacking, and I'll take our edge a little bit quicker. But since we do have a decent amount of new people and subs, I mean, I do kind of understand that we're not going to dominate them so early on, but I feel as though as the game progresses, we should be able to beat this pretty handily. I do like Arujo coming in as left back. I do want to see all that he has. I do want to limit the amount that we have Hall at the back there. Probably more so for Champions League and stuff like that, but in terms of development, anytime in cup games, we're definitely going to start our youngsters for sure. And since Kirodia can't play in the Champions League, he's going to play every single game of every single cup game that he can. But good passing, and immediately see a Chevry. Good thing we didn't take him off. Looks like they're asking for the offside, but I don't see it. I don't see how they could disallow that. It was a great pass, and it looks like Bazar ended up timing it perfectly. He gets the header, though. I didn't know he was known for his headers, but Chevry one-timing it, and then Bazar getting the header on it. Great start, 30 minutes in, so at least we end up getting the goal, and hopefully we can manage to keep it and add to it. But we're not going to really change any of our focuses. Arujo showing his naivety and missing that one. Doyle there. And then, yeah, Chevry, it would have been a terrible idea to take him off. Already showing that he's going to be a good player for us. But I like the fact that he can play on the wing too. Oh my god, so... And Bazar gets another one there. Third goal of the season. Chevry is basically everything that we hoped he would be. I do want Zune to kind of play a little bit more though. Chevry timing that perfectly. Getting a nice cross again. That's a second cross. The other one was a one-timer. And then Bazar just basically chipping, headering it over the goalie. So there's nothing that they could really ask for there, but does make it harder to take off Bazar towards the end. I don't know why they're asking for another sub again. We've already ignored it, but they're still requesting the sub. Chevry's doing very good. Why would we want to jeopardize that? Walsh is more likely to come off than a Chevry, especially since he has assisted both goals there. And even though it doesn't really matter, we do want to. Morale is huge, so we do want to see how well they kind of develop. But and even they have an injury or a knock at least. Doesn't show that he has a knock, so that was an amazing save by Ernst though. As I was talking, I didn't give full attention to that. I mean, we might take off a Chevry at halftime, but I do want to see what we have with a lot of our other players before. So if it kind of aligns that we can put in someone else for him, then we'll definitely do that, but it's not our focus. Our focus is to see our young players and give them every opportunity that we can, especially in games like this. Okay. Tactic-wise, let's see if we can make any subs. Walsh would probably come off though. So Menino would be the one that would swap on for it. So maybe we do that. He's had such a good game. Let's move on to Chevry to the right wing. We'll put in Menino for our first one. And then we'll make, I think we still get 5 though for this. And we'll make the other one after, but it's not a focus. I'd rather see Chevry end up dominating and getting a hat trick of assists. But maybe if he's off, we do get to see more of Zune. There is positive with that as well. XG wise, it doesn't look like you were supposed to score both those goals. But I wouldn't mind seeing a decent one in open play. But we might end up subbing him off now. Towards the 60th minute, I think we'll make our next sub. Curtis getting a yellow. Nian looking like he's doing pretty well as well. So we'll take off Chevry now. Walsh is the only one that could sub on for him. We'll move Bazdar to the wing there so we don't get in trouble for taking him off. We'll put in Gelhart up top, but we still have a couple other subs. I wouldn't mind doing them all now though. Maybe leaving one just in case there's an injury. We'll take off Curtis. We'll put in, let's get Kamasin in instead. And maybe Malanka would be the only other one. I do kind of want to see what we have in Barry, so we'll hold off on that for now. We'll make the other sub in a couple minutes. Hopefully there's no injuries between now and then. And we'll end up making those adjustments. We're good with coasting. We're coasting with a 2-0 win here. And yeah, it looks like we're going to take off Zune now. Take off Zune, and we'll take off Gector as well. So Malanka, actually, yeah, we'll put in Malanka, and then we'll put in take off Zune. See if Barry can do it. I did want to put in Street, but I mean, this probably is the better decision. I do want to see Barry as well. He's in our youth. We did get him for free last year, so. But it is nice to see O'Neill starting the whole game as well. Barry almost getting it, and then O'Neill managing to get it. Menino hasn't really done anything yet. But it looks like the pressure is full on. We are still positive in this, but they might actually get an opportunity here to score. And by somehow they managed to get the ball They end up releasing a very nice shot, but Ernst playing very well today. It does kind of suck that we did end up not getting to see what Ernst could really deliver to us, just because of the Capriel signing. But Capriel was amazing, and Barry scoring. Oh my God! So looks like Barry wants to play for us, or at least wants to play on the first team at some point. So we'll remember that for all cup games. But that was a good pass. Menino getting the good pass to him as well, and slots it in pretty good. Finding the vision, Barry somehow getting it. Looked like Doyle was the one that was originally going to get it, but Menino still putting it through is exactly what we like to see. And hopefully Menino can be another one of those signings that our general manager ends up doing that ends up paying off. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I have to give him all credit for the Curtis one. Curtis was the best signing that we've had. He's even done the Basder one as well. But yeah, that was definitely one of the ones that he ended up doing for us. Looks like we almost conceded there, but Ernst really determined to keep his clean sheet there. They do have 10 shots, 4 on target. They are out shooting us, which, I mean, is kind of sad, but we are playing a bunch of our youngsters and a bunch of people who haven't really played that much. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do score one, but it would suck that Ernst doesn't get to keep his clean sheet because he's trying so hard to keep it. We should have probably supported him more. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do balance now. Let's keep his clean sheet. He's deserved it. He's played very hard throughout this. If O'Neill can get a goal, that'd be great. It looks like Kirodi is captain though. I do like that as well. Barry doing pretty well. Bazar can get his hat trick. Bazar just misses it. Wow, that was so close. XG wise, it's not even close though. We're at least a goal ahead of them. It looks like 4 missed extra time, but we're not going to need it. This is a pretty decisive victory. Everyone's super tired though, so it is a good thing that none of our starters, except for Kirodia, started this game. So looks like everyone got a little bit of a go here, and everyone did so well. So nice work, everyone. We did beat up on a very low level team, but we did get to rotate our players to do so, and we couldn't be happier. 3-0. We end up winning in this, and what do we get? Yeah, Barry scores on his debut, and Chevry gets man of the match. So it's a good thing we didn't take him off, because he got man of the match just for those 2 amazing assists. One of them being better than another. The first one was for sure better than the other one. But we'll probably come back. We'll come back a little bit later. We'll come back definitely for the Carabao Cup. And let's come back for the Leeds one. We'll have Gelhart play against his former team. So we'll play the Leeds and the Carabao Cup there. And hopefully we can manage to get victories in both. And then we'll see how well we do throughout the season in between that. But thank you everyone for watching. And until next time.